Good morning, students. It's Wednesday. It's test day. Welcome to the test. I'm going to give you a few directions as far as taking the test, just a few suggestions and directions, and then I'm going to let you guys get going because you will need, and most of the time, to be successful on this test, and I want to make sure you have that time. However, just a reminder, for today, you should have done two things. You should have submitted two things yesterday, hopefully before you left class, but this is a reminder. You should have submitted the Discuss It for that intro video on the Hollywood Blacklist. You should have turned that in on Savas. The second thing you should have done is you should have turned in the summary and quick write. That was an on-campus assignment, not on Savas. You read the story, Is It Foolish to Fear, in your textbook, page 548 and 549. And then you answered the summary and quick write questions on page 550 and 551. And you submitted that in on campus. So hopefully that's what you all did. Right now, I'm going to be showing you your test. The test is on Savas, and I want to show you a couple of questions so I can hopefully clear up any questions that might happen. I've given this test a few times, and I kind of can anticipate what questions might be. So let me just show you quickly, first of all. If you go into Savas right here, the name of the test is called Unit 4 Test. Pretty simple. When you go into it, you will notice that there are 16 total questions. Okay, there's 16 questions. I am not going to go through all the questions, but I do want to refer to a couple of them. First of all, this question right here. This is question 3. Question 3, you're reading this selection right here. And then what it says is you're supposed to state the central idea of this paragraph. Okay, that the paragraph they're referring to is this one right here, the first paragraph. You are supposed to type in what is the central idea of that paragraph. Then you're supposed to list 2 details to support it and explain how each contributes to the central idea. So first of all, you're listing the main idea here. And then secondly, you're finding 2 details that support the main idea, and you're explaining how those details support that main idea. So there is a bit of writing that you're doing for question 3 here. Oftentimes students won't do all those parts, and they're going to get a lot of points taken off for that. The other question that I definitely want us to look at is the final question, question 16. So I'm going to show you that's the question that should take 15 to 20 minutes of your time. So make sure you get to question 16 with at least 15 minutes left in class. I'm going to just show this to you right here. Here's question 16. Now, you're going to have to read this person. Kate is her name. You're going to pretend you're Kate. And Kate wrote a couple of paragraphs already about Chicago, okay? A city that many of you might be familiar with, okay? She writes a couple of paragraphs about Chicago, and then she has this key sentence right here. Upon landing and claiming your luggage, hop on the L train to start sightseeing. Okay, so she's talking about Chicago, and then you can see she wrote down all of these notes about different things that she sees, different sensory details. This is expository writing about a place, so it's something we're familiar with writing about, except you're going to have to write as though you're Kate. So what I don't want you to do right here, when you are writing the paragraph where she describes sightseeing in Chicago, because that's what you're supposed to do, write a paragraph or 2. You could write 1 or 2 paragraphs, structure it however you'd like that way. But what I'm looking for in this paragraph is that your paragraph will follow this idea, sightseeing in Chicago. It will use some of the notes that Kate wrote down here. But you can feel free to add your own additional things you might know about Chicago as well. But what I do not want to see you do, and this will get you almost 0 points, is literally copy the exact words that are listed in the notes. You can definitely use those ideas, but you don't want to copy them word for word. You need to make sure that you use some of those ideas, not even all of them. Use some of those ideas about sightseeing in Chicago to weave together to make your own cohesive, good sounding, well-written, long paragraph or 2 shorter paragraph of an expository piece about Chicago. So hopefully that answers your questions about what you should be doing about that. This particular question, question 16, is worth about 1/4 of the total value of the test. So you really do want to put a lot of effort and work into that particular question, and make sure that you leave yourself a minimum 15 minutes to be able to work on that at the end of this test period. That's the end. I am going to go ahead and end this little video right here. It's time now for you to open up Savas and begin working on the test. Please remember when you are working on it that your faces do need to be on the screen. Our substitute will be watching all of that. And this test, of course, is important. It's going to be worth quite a bit of your grade. So make sure that you work on that, get that done in the class period here today. If you do not finish the test by the time the bell rings, you must submit it. I will be checking all of the tests to see that they were submitted by 8:30 or before. So you may not take extra time on this test. All right, hopefully that answers all the questions. And yeah, be successful on your test. We will see you all on Monday.